Hello mga ka-investor, welcome back sa ating channel. At ngayon magre-react tayo sa isang video na napanood ko. Isa itong video about, si Warren Buffett predicting a crash. Sabi niya dito is, ito nga yung title like 2000 to 2009 stock market crash. Kung maaalala nyo, 2008 yung Great Financial Crisis. So papanoorin natin siya, syempre bibigyan natin ng credit. Ilalink ko below yung video na to. Pero let's react and explain kung ano yung, paano natin ma-apply ito as Pilipino, no? Okay. I-play ko na yung video mga ka-investor.
Different investors. Warren Buffett has been piling up cash as he did before the 2007-2009 financial crisis. This is indicative of something. He says he can't predict markets, but he did it well here, and he's doing it again here. The news is that over the last 2 years, Berkshire has sold 132 billion more in stocks than they have purchased. And Warren Buffett says that market timing is both impossible and stupid, but okay, he might not be timing the market, but he is certainly preparing for something as he did in the...
So ayan, ang ganda nung sinabi niya, di ba? Sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, wag daw i-time yung market, mag-dollar cost average ka lang na mag-dollar cost average. Which is a good strategy naman kung ang horizon mo is nasa 30 years. Pero it's so stupid na mag-dollar cost average ka sobrang taas. So yung chart na pinapakita na to, kung may kanya from 2005 to 2024. Okay? So ayun yung top po, almost 2005 to 2006, yun yung top ng market. Okay, so para sa stock market to pero sa Pilipinas may i-apply din natin to. Ang stock market sa US ngayon as of October 2024 sobrang taas. Pero ang stock market sa Pilipinas nasa kalagitnaan. Hindi sobrang baba, hindi sobrang taas. Okay, play ko na ulit.
Past. What does it mean for us investors? Let's see at the market and the opportunities from a value investing perspective, which is what we do on this channel. The first and foremost perspective I want to give you is the current S&P 500 price to earnings ratio that has spiked up in exuberance, and it is 30 compared to half of the historical average.
Ayan. Sinasabi rin dito, ayan, current S&P 500 PE ratio. PE ratio is price to earning ratio, which is almost 30. Yun yung PE ratio ngayon. Pero yung average mula 8, ang sabi dito, kung makikita nyo yung chart, di ba, pinaka-left chart, nasa 1800s pa to 1880. To up until 2024, ang average is 15. So, sobrang taas niya. Okay? So, kaya kung papanoorin nyo yung video ko about stock market portfolio na ginagawa natin, 50% nasa cash. Kasi nga, sobrang taas. It's really, as a value investor, hindi ko nakikita mag-invest. Okay, i-continue ko na.
If we go back to the historical average, there is plenty of room. And the markets also sometimes tend to overshoot on the downside in panic, and that could be a big issue, especially if interest rates stay higher for longer. Interest rates move in a cycle. Now there was commotion, the Fed lowered rates, then will it be as planned? That could be the game changer for also market valuations. Bonds, this is the last news, rethink their rates and the projections. The bond yields also went down when the Fed cut, but are now back to previous levels, saying that we might not see the cuts that everyone expected, which then again impacts also valuation and everything else. If we compare interest rates...
Ayun, mabalik lang ako. Diba, sinabi ko rin sa inyo yung Fed, like kung binabanggit sa investing video ko, yung Federal Reserve interest rate. So, sobrang importante niyan. Kasi yung money supply diyan nagbe-base. So, sabi dito, yung bond, kasi yun yung mga taong sobrang daming pera. Kumbaga gusto nilang ilagay yung pera nila sa safe, kung saan tutubo lang sila ng 3%, 4%, okay na sila doon. So, the more na bumababa yun, makaka-apekto rin yung sa stocks. So, continue ko na mga investor.
And valuations, this is the S&P 500 ratio that has been growing for the last 40-something years. So valuations went from 7, yes, P ratio of 7, to the current 30. And if we want to smoothen those ups and downs recessions, we take the 10-year average earnings P ratio. And you can see here, again, from the 1980s, has been nothing but growing in line with interest rates that have been nothing but declining since 2020. And
ayan, i-post ko lang. So, kung makikita nyo, yung nasa taas na chart, pababa siya, di ba? Yan yung federal interest rate. Dati, nung nasa 1980s, ang taas ng interest rate, ang baba ng PE ratio ng stocks. Ibig sabihin, valuation. Ngayon naman, pag pababa yung interest rate, pataas naman yung PE ratio, no? Kaya sobrang hindi maganda mag-invest sa stock market sa US. Sobrang taas ang valuation nila. Unlike sa Pilipinas, mababa ang valuation. May iba mataas. Pero may makakita ka sa Pilipinas sa PE ratio less than 10. Pero hindi naman PE ratio, pero malaking bagay kasi yun as a value investor, okay? So po, continue.
Interest rates have risen, but valuations have not gone down on the expectation that interest rates will decline and will stabilize at 2% to 3% for the longer term. However, if interest rates don't stabilize and we are in an upward interest rate cycle, you know what happens to valuations. Valuations go down, and that might be the key risk for investors, and also something that Warren Buffett might be watching. He says not to predict, but always look at what he does, not what he says. We have looked at food prices in this video, and if food...
Ayun, post ko lang ulit, gustong-gusto ko yung sinabi niya na yun. Ang lagi niyong tatandaan mga investor, huwag niyong pansinin kung ano yung sinasabi ng mga investor. Tignan niyo kung anong ginagawa nila. Kaya gusto sa crypto, gustong-gusto ko yung data analytics. Tinitignan ko kung ano nangyari sa blockchain. Wala akong pakialam kahit ano yung tumataas mo. Tinitignan ko kung ano yung blockchain na ginagamit. When it comes naman sa stock market, tignan niyo yung mga earnings, diba, kamusta yung market. Kasi si Warren Buffett, sinasabi niya, mag-invest ka sa S&P kasi pataas lang yun. Which is totoo. Pero, isipin mo, 30 years bagong pakikinabangan yung pera mo. Unlike kung makakapag-predict ka ng mababa na stocks, di ba? You can make 200, 300%, di ba? Within a few years lang. So, ito sinasabi ko, wag mong pansinin. Kung gusto ko sinabi niya, wag niyong pansinin kung ano yung sinasabi nila. Tignan niyo kung ano yung ginagawa. Si Warren Buffett, kung binagad sa unang video, nagbenta ng sobrang daming stocks. Nag-sit up siya sa maraming cash ngayon kasi he's not predicting he is preparing for a huge crash.
Prices go up and food prices have not been adding to inflation as there has been a downturn, but those did in the past, then we can immediately see higher inflation, and that's just one of the factors out there. Then we see here unemployment really good, so if you lower interest rates, you might spike up inflation even more. However, there is also this conundrum, the global debt levels, the burdens that cannot simply be sustained with higher interest rates. The whole deficit of the US budget should be going to net interest payments if interest rates stay at 5% for longer. That would really put things into trouble, and therefore, maybe Buffett is saying nobody's going to give money to the US if they lower interest rates because this debt to GDP situations are unsustainable, especially if there is a recession or something. And therefore, Buffett might be thinking that
ito yung sinasabi ko na kung makikita nyo, iba ko lang yan. Itong picture na yan, makikita nyo na ang US deficit kasi, yung GDP debt nila is 120%. Sobrang laki. So sabi nila dahil binababa na ng interest rate ngayon, medyo walang ibang country or ibang tao na willing magbigay sa US. Okay, so yun lang yun. So ang deficit ng US sobrang laki. Ibig sabihin yung gobyerno mas malaki yung ginagastos nila kumpara sa budget na meron sila. Okay?
Interest rates because this debt to GDP situations are unsustainable, especially if there is a recession or something. And therefore, Buffett might be thinking that there is a possibility that interest rates don't go lower, that we are in an upward interest rate cycle for longer. And if that happens, and if the lower interest rates expectations are not met, valuations must decrease. And if we have valuations going just back to normal or staying at 5%, then the average P ratio for the S&P 500 historical perspective should be 15, and that means a 50% crash for stocks, and that means Warren Buffett will be buying again. Yes, timing the market is impossible. His cash peaked in 2005, 3 years before the crisis. But what we can do and we must do as value investors, watch the fundamentals, watch the price we pay in relation to the fundamentals, the earnings we are getting. And Warren Buffett is watching. He says, I will not...
So, mabalik lang ako yung sa kagaya nga kanina, di ba? Sabi niya dito, market timing is both impossible and stupid. Pero kung tutuusin, kung ano yung ginagawa ni Warren Buffett, di ba? Nag-hold siya ng cash kasi he is preparing. Sabi pa dito, kung hindi nila ibababa yung interest rate, anong mangyayari? The higher the interest rate, mas mababa yung valuation dapat. Okay? So, ayan. Kaya nga, mas magandang tignan kung anong ginagawa nila palagi. Okay?
What we can do and we must do as value investors, watch the fundamentals, watch the price we pay in relation to the fundamentals, the earnings we are getting. And Warren Buffett is watching. He says, I will not pay P ratio 30, 1.5% dividend yield for the market. Too expensive. I'm happier with short-term treasuries that give me 4 or 5%. Of course, that is because of his size. He cannot just go around the world and spend his hundreds of billions. He has to wait for that market cycle to revert, to buy big. But we as smaller investors, we can look globally for opportunities. We discussed Europe this week, Austria, etc., etc. Warren Buffett will not buy a $1 billion company in Austria. So there are already opportunities.
Ayan, i-end ko na yung video doon, pero di ba, ang masabi ko lang dito, dapat is tignan nyo yung valuation. Kagaya sa Pilipinas, hindi ganong malaki. Diba? Some of the good stocks talaga sa Pilipinas, value stocks talagang down. Unlike ng US stock na sobrang taas ng valuation. Hindi magandang bumili. Crypto, some of the crypto are down, pero mataas pa rin yung valuation nila. Pero hindi natin kasi alam ang volatility ng crypto. Okay? Hindi na siya kagaya dahil nga well-known na siya ngayon ang taas na ng valuation. But when it comes to stocks sa US, ang taas. Crypto medyo mataas pa rin pero pwede nang bumili. Pilipinas maganda kung sa Pilipinas as Pilipino, mas maganda mag-invest sa mga matured na stocks sa Pilipinas kasi nga mas kilala natin 'yon. Mas naiintindihan natin kumbaga anong magandang stock sa Pilipinas. Mababa ngayon yung mga real estate industry ang baba kung titingnan ninyo. So, ayun lang mga investor, tingnan nyo yung mga stocks sa Pilipinas, I highly recommend, hindi to financial advice, pero I highly recommend na tingnan nyo siya para magawa nyo yung due diligence nyo. Okay, salamat sa panonood, and ayun na, ingat tayo. Warren Buffett is holding a lot of cash, no? Dapat ganoon din tayo. Sabi nga doon, mas magandang maglagay ka sa mga digital bank for the meantime. Pero syempre dapat aralin mo muna kung ano yung mga safe na digital bank, okay? Salamat sa panonood kay investor, and bye for now.